Walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, bitch, I'm really him, on God. Walking this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, bitch, I'm really him, on God.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Rush. It is your boy, Maxx Crosby. I got my brothers with me, Brogan Roback, Darian Terrell. Shit, no words, really. We're 2-8. It's been a up season, to say the least. Can't even describe, like, the feeling, you know what I mean, being a part of, you know, such a tough year. Couldn't have told me this was going to be the result. But at the end of the day, 7 games left. That's all we can do. You know what I mean? Take it one at a time, continue to get better and improve. My goals, like I said, never change. I love the doubt. I love the negativity. Just another opportunity to rise. And I plan on doing that. So keep leading, keep showing up, keep being the example. And that's all I can do. So, yeah, that's really all I got on the game. I'm going to just leave it at that.
All right, Max. Playing somebody like a head coach like Mike McDaniel, very offensive-minded head coach, you could tell that there was an emphasis to get the ball out quick, divert any of the plays away from you. What is it specifically that you saw this week that was that kind of jumped out to you about their offense?
Yeah, you know, it's not the first time I played, you know, against him. I played him last year. And they do a lot of things to try to make it, you know, difficult for me. He's very open about it. You know what I mean? We have our conversations pre and post game, and you know, he's a coach I respect. So yeah, they did a lot of things. You know, Liam Eichenberg is basically, you know, he's the guard, and he's just trailing me the whole time. So trying to take away my inside move, tackles Balin, and just making it as difficult as they possibly can, and getting rid of the ball. So. You know, they did a good job. And, you know, for me, there was opportunities, you know what I mean? I was close a few times, help Adam, you know, get that sack. There was a few different times where I'm coming clean through, his ball's out. But that's just the nature of the game. And at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I know it's going to be difficult, and that's what I live for. So the opportunities will come. I just got to keep playing the right way, keep getting better, and that's what I'm going to do. So, yeah, you know, Mike McDaniel, we chopped it up after the game, and he had a lot of really dope shit to say, and I got a lot of respect for him. So I know he's another sober guy as well. So he's killing it, crushing it.
Is that new? Is that kind of new thing for him?
I think he came out last year, like, publicly about it. He talked about it. But yeah, you know, anytime you run to a fellow sober brother, you got a lot of respect. And there's a lot more around the league than people realize. And it's a tight-knit community for sure. So I respect the hell out of him. The dude's he's a great play caller for sure, and a great coach.
Hell yeah. I mean, Darian hit on it really well there. I think how fast they get rid of the ball was definitely I don't want to use the word alarming, but it was definitely noticeable. Do you feel like, obviously a lot of people have their opinions on Tua, whether he should be playing or not, but past that, they have questions whether he's a top-tier quarterback or not. Do you feel like Tua is probably like the perfect fit for that offense? And is it frustrating as a rusher to go against an offense like that when there's a lot of motions, a lot of different formations, and then on top of it, they're throwing 3 or 4 guys at you, and then they're throwing the ball in under 2 seconds? Is that frustrating, or is it just you have to go back to the drawing board and find new ways to get back in there and kind of just change up the game to wreck it?
Yeah, that's just nature of the beast. You know what I mean? I've earned that. And I know that's going to come every single week in different ways. So, yeah, you know, Tua is a great quarterback. You see what happened when he went down. You know what I mean? They lost a bunch of games in a row, and they couldn't get things going. He comes back, and they're playing a lot better. So, yeah, I think he's a great fit for them. I respect him. And, you know, at the end of the day, that's just what comes with it. You know what I mean? They ran the ball away from me, I think, almost every single time, basically. And did a lot of different things to try to, you know, take me out of my game. But, you know what I mean? There were opportunities. Like I said, like the red zone, you know, sack we got, like, had him in my grasp and was kind of getting tackled as I'm, you know, trying to wrap him up. And, you know, Adam gets in there and cleans it up, which is, you know,
great game by Adam,
so I'm not mad about that. And he won his rush. So 100%. Yeah, he's balling. And, yeah, so he got it. But there are a lot of opportunities. Not every game you're going to show up on the stat sheet. You know what I mean? I made some good tackles, made some big plays, had some good pressures, great rushes. Like that's just a part of the game. And I able to play 100% of the snaps again. And hot weather. You know what I mean? 80-degree weather and play 70 snaps. A lot of things you can build off of, and I know it's only going to get harder. And at the end of the day, I live for that shit. You know what I mean? I love a challenge. I love when I'm being doubted. I feel like I'm constantly being slept on, and it's my duty to shut them the fuck up. And that's what I'm going to do. And I love it. I love when they doubt me, and I feel like I'm at my best when my back's against the wall. So people can say whatever they want, but those people, are going to disappear and have nothing to say when I come back and I do what the fuck I do. So I love that. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it pisses me off because I know what the fuck I'm doing. And you know what I mean? The teams know what I'm doing. The people that matter know what I'm doing. And, keep sleeping. I love it. I live for it. And I plan on responding in a big way. And I can't wait to do that.
Absolutely. Max, obviously it's got to be frustrating as shit every game seems every year now for at least the last 3-4 years that you're getting double, triple team. But for you, how do you counteract that? Like, is there anything in your brain when you're seeing all these bodies being thrown at you? Is there something different that you need to do? Is it something scheme wise maybe that you guys could do to get you more free on the end? Like, I know it's not similar to offense where you might do a few things here and there to free a guy up, but for you, like, what goes in your head? What is there that you can do, or is there anything at all? I don't know. It's just a question kind of what to do with all these bodies being sent your way.
Yeah. It's a part of the game. And, for me, that's my job to, decipher that code. And like I said, every week is different. I can watch all the film in the world on the team I'm about to play, but they're not going to block, me the same as other guys. You know what I mean? That's just the same. That's just how it goes. So for me, majority of the time I'm watching my film. You know what I mean? I'm picking up, little keys and tendencies from the offense and specific, tackles and things like that. But majority of the time I'm watching my film and focus on how I can improve and how I can be better. And you know what I mean? Like, I feel like this whole year has just been like a constant test. I talked to y'all about it a little bit, but it's just like test after test after test, and the doubt and the, battling through injuries. Like, I had surgery right after the season, you know what I mean? And I was battling, getting back from those 2 surgeries. And then I have a high ankle sprain, and I'm playing through that and finding ways. And regardless of the doubt and the negativity, like, people don't understand what I put into this. And that's fine with me, because at the end, I'm going to get the last laugh, because I know my preparation and everything I do is top tier. And I know what I bring to the table. And I know what I offer on Sundays. You know what I mean? You have to gear up, you know what I mean? And I'm being circled every week, and stats and all that, they come in bunches, you know what I mean? Sacks come in bunches, TFLs come in bunches. And realistically, if you really just look, you know what I mean? I'm right there, you know what I mean, in the mix. But I'm gonna let people, say whatever they want. I'm gonna let the doubters doubt. That's my job to, shut them up. And I love that, you know what I mean? And the positivity is the same thing. Like, when all the positive shit's going, that's not where you build your character. You know what I mean? It's the prosperous shit, the prosperity, all the big shit. That's not where you grow in character. You grow in character when it's hard. And for me, I know it's been hard all year, not just on the field, but off the field, dealing with a lot of things. And that's what's made me the man I am. I've dealt with it my whole life. I've been through a lot, some self-inflicted, you know what I mean? Some, out of my control, but at the end of the day, I can only control myself. You know what I mean? And for me, like, I look at it as an opportunity to rise. And that's what I plan on doing. I've earned everything I've gotten in this league by putting in the work and attacking every single day with a relentless mindset. And that's what I'm going to keep doing. So I know it's coming. You know what I mean? I know shit's going to pay off. And just this year, it's been a month. You know what I mean? There's so many different things going on, so many different factors. And you know what I mean? I'm willing to stand in the fire and take all the heat and take all the bullets, because at the end of the day, I've earned that. You know what I mean? If I was bullshitting and not doing right and not an elite player and not in this position, they wouldn't be talking about me. You know what I mean? So they're always going to have something to say. I love that. I embrace it, and I just look forward to responding.
All right, Brogan, you know the game of football owns the month of November, but I can't put the Cleveland Cavaliers on the wayside. You know who they're playing this week?
I think the reigning champs, D, the Boston Celtics in the Garden, baby.
In the Garden, one of the most prolific places to play in the NBA, I hear. I personally haven't had the opportunity to go, so you know what I did. Naturally, I pull out my Game Time app. I put a filter in to see which games there are for the week, narrow it down to the Cleveland Cavaliers, Boston Celtics, and then what do you know? Amazing deal pops up, $302 for the third row right by the courtside.
Are you talking about filtering through the Game Time Picks feature? I feel you, brother. Nothing worse than sitting there trying to find tickets and you're scrolling and thumbing and everything through tickets, seats. I just want the best deals and the best view. And that's the best part about Game Time is I can literally see an image of where my seat's located, how close I am to the players. And if I'm able to smell Donovan Mitchell and his body odor, his sweat, am I going to be a part of the game? Am I not? I'm not sure, but I'm right there and I have a visual ahead of time. So I'm not pissed when I walked in the door.
And if anybody's wondering, you know, there's been times where you want to go to a game, you buy the ticket, and then something pops up. Game Time ticket coverage, it's got the most flexible customer service policy in the entire ticketing industry. So if you want to be a part of this, go ahead and take your phone out, download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code THERUSH for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account, redeem code THERUSH, THERUSH, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it?
It's game time! Yeah. Max, we talked about it a little last year, very briefly. Obviously, last year was a monstrous season for you. But do you now know how to navigate the waters a little bit with, like, not getting so – like, if you're not getting a sack for a game or two and not getting in your head and let it compile, like, are you going in there and just talking yourself through it and – finding ways, just like not getting down on yourself essentially, and just, you know, knowing that there's light at the end of the tunnel and that your day's going to come and not pressing essentially? Is that something you had to work on? Because we know how much you demand greatness, and especially 100%. Out of yourself. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like that's what being a pro is. You know what I mean? And that's what being elite is. Like there's always, you know, when things are going well and everything, million taps on the back and everyone's in your corner, the greatest thing ever. But you're 2-8, and it's been a couple weeks since I got a sack, and now it's like, oh my God, he's the problem. He's not doing this, and I'm the problem. You know what I mean? So it's just like you take it with a grain of salt. You know what I mean? I know what I bring to the table. I know what I'm doing. I know there's a lot of opportunities there. I've been very close. I've been in the quarterback's face. I've been winning rushes. I've been disruptive in the backfield. I know I could be better. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm, you know, playing perfect. I'm never going to say that. There's always room to improve, but you know what I mean? That type of shit, like I've been through that. You know what I mean? I've been going through that, and that's the life of a rusher. You know what I mean? There's guys, you know, my third year, the year I made all pro, I had 8 sacks. I went like 5 or 6 weeks without a sack, and I'm getting shit on, and oh, he can't finish. He doesn't know it, blah, 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 blah. And he can't do this. And it's like all the people that are just waiting, just hoping and praying for me to fail, just waiting for that. You know what I mean? And now it's like, okay, here we go again. You know what I mean? I know what the fuck I'm bringing to the table. I know what I've been up against, and I refuse to break. And like, that's what makes me who I am. And that's what it makes when you win and when you break through that shit. That's what makes it so special. If it were easy, everyone could do it. But I'm a 0.0000%, you know, 1%, so they can say whatever they want. At the end of the day, like that's their opinion. People can say whatever they want, but for me, it's like I fuel off that, and I use it as fuel instead of letting it like I need to get a sack, I need to do this and pressing and trying to push and trying to do too much. It's like no, come back to the script, back to work, and fine tune everything I do. So. I love that. You know what I mean? And that's as hard as it is. Like, it's not fucking easy. I'm not saying it's easy. Yeah, you have those thoughts in your head like damn, I was right there. You know what I mean? On Sunday, like there was a few times, like even on the third down where we had like a holding call. We ran a beautiful game. I split the guard and center. I'm coming clean and the ball's just out. You know what I mean? It's like there's little plays like that versus the Chiefs. I had, you know what I mean? I took the guard, destroyed him. And, you know, we weren't married up in the rush. So he leaks out the pocket. And, you know what I mean? There's like a million instances where it's like, damn, it could have been a sack. But if everything goes right, it could happen. But you can drive yourself crazy thinking like that. You know what I mean? You just got to trust the plan. Like the Bengals game. Like Bengals game is another example. It wasn't perfect, wasn't the cleanest game, wasn't my best game, but I had 8 pressures. I was constantly, around the quarterback. I'm winning rushes. I'm there, but it just doesn't go your way sometimes. So sometimes that happens a couple games in a row, and it's up to you being mentally tough and mentally strong. I know the stakes are high. You guys know, like, everything what's on the line. Like, I have a lot to play for, you know what I mean? And for me, like, shit, if playing for something like that, playing for something so much bigger than just myself, like, it's not going to be easy. That's the beauty in it. You know what I mean? I remember my 3rd year going through that, and I was going nuts. I'm texting CJ after the game. We just won a game, and I'm like, I'm losing my mind, CJ. What am I doing wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like driving myself nuts. Marinelli's making fun of me. He's like, I need a therapist for your ass. You need to put a towel over your head, because I'm like, Coach, I'm rushing my ass off. I don't know why the I'm not getting home. You know what I mean? And then you start second guessing. But that's just the reality. This game is high stakes at all times, and like the higher you go, the harder they want to bring you down. And for me, it's just about you. I'm gonna break through that motherfucker even more, and it's gonna make it that much more special. So yeah, regardless of the record, like, I talked to the guys today. We had a great talk, and I talked to the defense, and we're looking forward to continue improving, because there is things to improve on, and there's things to clean up, and we're gonna do that. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Hell yeah. Maxx, did you get your 100th TFL of your career?
No, they didn't give me a TFL on that.
Okay.
Bro, it should have been a TFL. He low-key was behind the line, but they marked it as a no gain. So
I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting over here sweating, trying to type real fast, trying to find it, because I knew you were at 99.
Yeah.
But
I need it, bro.
Counted that.
I need it. That's big company, bro.
Huge.
Big company.
You'll
be there.
You'll
be there, bro.
It's coming this week, bro. No doubt.
100%. And that's the best part of what you said too, bro, is like, you're right there. So you know what you're doing is right. It's just a matter of time. And we've seen it a million times. The best part is you know how to break through all this. You've done it over and over again. And I think part of, I'm not going to share what our conversation was that you texted to Darian and I yesterday, but at the end of it, it's all happening for a reason, whether we know what it is right now. It's next year, maybe greater things will come about, whatever that is. And now you're like, I'm conditioned. That's really what it is. You're conditioned. You're callous to all the shit that's already been going on. And I mean, bro, and we all know you take it where it wants to go, and it's going to go there. So we know we love you,
bro.
And everyone here that's listening loves you. They might obsess over you, but nonetheless, they are here for you. And it's brighter days are ahead, bro. That's the best thing that I could say about that.
100%. I appreciate you, bro.
Easy
Always.
work. Water always finds its level.
Always.
Never concerned. You know what the you do. But in other conversations, one quick shout out. There is Brock Bowers. He's having himself a career game. He is the first tight end in NFL history to have 65 receptions in his first 10 games. I know that he's having himself a hell of a start to his career. Talk to me about what you see in him that's making him, in his transition from college to the NFL, so successful.
Yeah, I think everyone's seen what he did at Georgia. He's a special player, without a doubt. And just the day he got here, you could just tell, like, the way he moves, the way he operates. He carries himself like a 10-year vet. You know what I mean? He's quiet, doesn't say much, but works his ass off, and he's consistent. You know what I mean? Every single day. He walks in there, it's me and him sitting at the breakfast table at 5:45 in the morning. You know what I mean? It's me and Brock Bowers. And that's just what it is. It's the little shit. And he dominates the details. And he's learning, he's growing, he's a rookie. Like, you know what I mean? He doesn't have all the answers, but he's figuring it out. And it's no surprise to me at all that he's doing what he's doing. You know what I mean? He's a matchup nightmare. Everyone knows that. But he's just consistent, bro. He shows up with the right mindset every day, and he's just going to keep getting better. That dude is incredible.
It's my fantasy tight end right there, baby.
Damn and not to take anything away from Brock, it's almost like, how is he so good? You know what I mean? Like he's not like 6'7", he's not Gronk, he's not running like a 4.3, but he gets the open, and he is just so quarterback friendly, I guess. But yeah, to all the points that you just said, that's probably why he's playing so well. Yeah,
he's fast. He's just as fast as he is quick. He runs routes like a receiver, and he's big and physical and doesn't drop the ball. You know what I mean? Yeah. So He's smart. He has high football IQ. He's always in the right spot. If he's in zones, he knows where to be. Man to man, good luck. You got a nickel or a linebacker trying to guard him, it ain't gonna work. Yeah. He's a matchup nightmare, bro. So yeah, it's crazy. Like literally in our division, we have the 2 best tight ends. Like Brock and Travis are the guys. You know what I mean? And Kittle. I mean, Kittle's on the other one, but like in our division, it's crazy. Like we have 2 all-pro level guys. It's nuts. And him doing that as a rookie is crazy. Yeah. Like he's setting records. It's wild.
Yeah, that is wild. Hey, to transition, D, a little bit here. Max, you have to be on the Eastern time zone for once here and once in a while. Did you get to stay up for UFC 309? Because we know how you get to bed early, real early. And did you catch any of that? And what was your thoughts on between the co-main and then move to the main?
Yeah, it's funny. Like during like the night before games, I'm not going to bed early. Like I really struggle to just fall asleep. You know what I mean? I'm usually up. I always get my 8 hours, around 7-8 hours, whatever, but that's all I need. I don't want any more, any less. So typically like I'm up, I'm a 5 o'clock guy. You know what I mean? So I'm always up early as a motherfucker during the week. And I'm in the building doing my thing. But like on game day, the bus doesn't leave till 9:30. So I get to breakfast 8:45. So I really I try to stay up till like midnight because I don't want to sit and sleep for 10 hours. I don't feel right. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm very calculated with how I get my sleep and how I do it. So
are you weird like that on night games too? Like if you're on a away game and you play a night game, is it like, what do you do during the day? I used to hate night games sitting on the road because I would have my worst games ever, every time.
For real? Yeah. Honestly, I don't mind it at all. Like I'm super, like when it comes to game day, like I'm so like calm and collected and relaxed. So I love it. Like even on Saturday, like we got to Miami like 3:30, 4 o'clock. We didn't have meetings till like 7. Then we got to chill, from like 8 to whenever. So I'm really just spending a lot of time just relaxing, watching football games, doing my thing. And I love that time. You know what I mean? And even on game days, like if we have a night game where I'm able to chill, in the hotel for 4 hours and just relax, like I love that shit. You know what I mean? I'm feet up, I'm watching Netflix, doing my shit. I love that time because I really like, you know what I mean? I'm a dad, I'm a husband. I got dogs, I got a baby, I got a lot of shit when I'm home. You know what I mean? So like that little time on the road or like night games, like I definitely value that time at an all-time high. I get my feet up, I'm chilling. Throw my
your most zen area.
I throw my Copenhagen in. I'm big chilling. Throw a hog in. I'm kicking it.
Yeah, facts.
Oh yeah,
dude. I had to end up seriously at the end of it when I was so tired of being afraid of playing terrible after sitting around all day. Started just going out and throwing the ball, like just doing something very minimal, but like just throwing the football helped. I don't know if maybe you did anything. Maybe do a couple laps around the hotel. You know how hyper you are. You're like me a little bit in that sense of being hyperactive.
No, I'm definitely hyper, but at the same time, like you know me, like if I'm on my chill shit, like I don't want to do shit. You know what I mean? Like I value that time now. You know what I mean? Because I'm always on the move. So I'm on my MJ shit. I'll smoke a cigar in the lobby if I got to. I don't give a fuck. Go out there and go play 80 snaps. I don't give a
hell yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I am. I need to all the kids out there, don't do that shit. But I need some nicotine in my Zens or a Copenhagen or a Stogie, something.
Just a little something to make you feel alive. We get it.
That's just what it is. That's the old school in me. You know what I mean? You Dick butt kissing those dudes back in the day. They're ripping darts in the locker room. That definitely would have been me.
Well, they went through a whole pack of American spirits before they left the hotel.
Yeah. I don't know about all that, but
back to the UFC piece. What was your favorite fights on that?
I didn't even answer your question. Yeah, I didn't even answer your question. No, I did not watch the John Jones fight. I fell asleep before that started because it was already like it got late. But I got to see the highlights. I got to watch Charles versus Chandler. I was dozing, but yeah, Charles. I mean, he's different. He beat the brakes off him. I'm not gonna lie, but low key Chandler almost had him at the end. He cracked his ass. He could have low key finished him, which would have been insane. But there were a lot of good fights. You know what I mean? The UFC always delivers, and it definitely after whatever the I had to witness on Friday night. It's not like I was forced to watch it. I chose to watch it. I feel like everybody else because the anticipation or the possibility that Mike Tyson looks somewhat good and goes in there and beats him. But, you know, I felt bad for Mike. I'm just happy he didn't get hurt, and I'm happy he didn't get knocked out or anything. He's physically, his legs weren't there. He had a knee injury. I mean, he slipped walking out and his walk up. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be bad.
No, I couldn't tell.
That just shows you.
It was buffering the whole time.
Yeah, that shows you that marketing is real. Like he had my ass believe, and I was like,
oh, fully
am I going to
convinced.
sit here and watch Mike Tyson fight while I'm, of age and say that I bet against him? I mean, of course I lost, but the one thing I did,
Of course I lost.
The one thing I did respect though is that even Jake Paul, he was like, I don't need to hurt somebody that doesn't need to be hurt, right?
Yeah.
He didn't. I mean, it was the first 2 rounds. He had some fight in him, but then the last 6, he had
move.
one leg. Yeah, and he's 60 years old. So yeah, it was just it was cool to see. But what's your thoughts on those types of boxing events, like this whole celebrity boxing phenomenon that we have going on?
I like it when it's two evenly matched opponents. You know what I mean? I feel like
When he fought Fury,
yeah, like when he fought Tommy Fury, like Tommy doesn't have a ton of experience. You know what I mean? He's young. He's a young fighter. And, Tommy looked pretty good. You know what I mean? And it was a good matchup. But, like, I don't know. There's some of these fights, like even Anderson Silva. Like, Anderson Silva's like 50. And he's not even really a boxer. Like, he's a kickboxer. He's a different type of striker. And it just shit like that. You're just like, I'm going to watch because I just can't help myself, which is unfortunate. But I would like to see some more like two young, same size athletes beat the shit out of each other if we're going to do that. You know what I mean? Like me and Bradley Martin, you know what I mean? Like put me in there at that motherfucker. That's my dog. But,
I want to see you and Logan Paul. At this point, I want to see you and Logan Paul because I'm going to refrain myself a lot, but just his comment after, like,
I'll kill you, Mike.
He said, I'll kill you, Mike. But he just had, I'm like, bro, we get that? Why?
You just don't say it.
Just and he's serious. He's more cringe than Jake. And I think I actually am growing to like Jake a little more. Not like crazy amount, but at least he had the respect to not knock Mike out. Because he could have.
That made me respect him a lot more.
Yeah,
and I respect the hustle because he actually is taking this seriously. Like the boxing and his training, and like he's down in Costa Rica and he's did his ayahuasca. That's like the foundation of why this fight happened. But I respect the hustle.
No, I respect Jake. Honestly, like you guys used to give me some shit because I, supported him. I was on the hype train, but like as time has gone on, like I've talked to him a few times. You know what I mean? Like I know him a little bit, and he is like, you got to respect the work he's putting in. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like he's not taking it as a joke. He's actually training full time. He's actually committed to it. He's making a ton of money, which you got to respect. You can't hate on him for that.
He knows how to put on a show.
Bro. Yeah, you know how to market. He puts his brands behind, he has his brands and everything. He knows that he's a smart business guy, and he has the right people around him for sure. And he just knows how to market, and you got to respect it. So, like you got to respect that shit.
And I think he's trying to show all these boxers, more importantly, that all these, what is the word I'm looking for? The promoters, they're stealing these guys' money, showing them what they can be doing on their own and promoting their own fights and doing this sort of thing and putting more money in their pockets like they need it. It's like a going out party every time everybody boxes, but nonetheless, he's kind of give game a little bit because business is one thing he does know how to attack in that department, at least.
No doubt.
Facts.
So I've been searching forever for a protein shake with clean ingredients that actually taste good. I got introduced to Slate protein drinks by my brother, Dana White, and I was hooked immediately. Slate is hands down the best protein shake on the market. It tastes incredible. All of the flavors are incredible, but I can't stop drinking the French vanilla, which legit tastes like melted ice cream. What I eat can have huge effects on my performance, so I'm always paying attention to what I'm putting in my body. Each can of Slate has 20 grams of protein, 100 calories, and only 1 gram of sugar. I drink 2 of them, actually, after every workout, and I drink 2 every single morning. And that is not a lie. I know I'm an investor, and I know I'm part of the team, but I'm telling you the truth because Slate is a part of my everyday routine. Plus, it's made with no artificial ingredients. That means no artificial sweeteners or flavors. I drink Slate every single day, and now my teammates are drinking it as well. If you're looking for a pick-me-up, Slate has a line of high-protein iced coffees that have 20 grams of protein plus as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee. I mean, it's a double whammy. Unbelievable. Start your day the right way. Sometimes, instead of the coffee, I'll grab the mocha latte to get extra protein in the morning. You can find Slate everywhere at retailers nationwide, including Walmart, Target, Kroger, Safeway, and Albertsons. Looking to get Slate delivered directly to your door? Get 15% off your order on slatemilk.com with code RUSHPOD. That's RUSHPOD. Go get that right now. Slate Milk, best protein shakes in the game.
So when we watch the games on Saturday, fight on Friday night, football games on Saturday, I got to start off with the Oregon Ducks in Madison with a close one. I know I texted the group. I ended up pulling it out 16-13. But do you think what do you think was going on in that game? Does that show a little bit of a weakness to these guys? Or did they get one game where they get to be a little lackadaisical? What are your thoughts on that performance against Wisconsin?
I don't think you can give it too much, too much like panic or anything like that. Wisconsin's a tough team. You know what I mean? And they're one of those teams that are grimy. And if you don't come ready to play, they're going to lull you to sleep by just pounding the rock, playing solid defense, not losing. You know what I mean? Not f***ing the game up, not turning it over. And they're just one of those teams. So, you got to respect a team like that. Wisconsin, Iowa's, any of those teams. Like if you're not ready to come play, like they're gonna punch you in the mouth. So yeah, I think it's good for Oregon, honestly. To get a good test like that before the playoff starts. And yeah, I wouldn't put too much into it. And yeah, they got another win. You know what I mean? They found a way to win, and it's kind of crazy. But you got to give a shout out to our boys over at Colorado because the Buffs are rolling.
The Buffs are rolling.
The Buffs, all the haters, the doubter. It's kind of crazy, bro. Like I was really a Colorado stan from the jump, and I had my doubts. You know what I mean? Yeah. And seeing what they're doing is kind of crazy, bro. They're 8-2 right now. People were like, "Oh, they're going to go 4-8, fire Dion." After they lost to Nebraska, they were like, "Fire Dion." They're just going to be terrible, and they're on a roll.
They're 6-1 in the Big 12. They have an opportunity to win there and make the college football playoffs.
That'd be so low key. The college football needs Dion and the Buffs, Shador, Travis. They need that whole little thing going on, at least for the first round. They need it.
100%.
100%. Yeah, and they're just so fun to watch because they have so many weapons on offense.
Yes.
I didn't think, and like that's a shout out to Dion and the whole entire like coaching staff over there. They had some major gaps for year one. Major gaps in their offense or in their front seven, etc. And what they were able to do in the offseason, and even early on in the season, they struggled. They rotated a lot of offensive linemen. They took a lot of heat for all the sacks and pressures that were allowed. But now you watch this offense, and they are just firing on all cylinders.
Yeah. Wow. Best part is, I know we're talking about Colorado here, but our take from early's episode this season about Dion going to Florida State starting to look really, really good. I'm just going to put that back out there. I mean, seriously.
Florida State, they're saying Dallas Cowboys. They want Dion on the move. And you know what he did? Yeah. He stood up, took his laptop. He goes, "I really like it here." And he shows the view of the mountains. He's like, "I really like it."
He's like Travis Hunter. Like, they love fishing and doing outdoor shit. Like,
have you seen his compound?
Yes.
Yeah,
prime time. It's what's it called? Like Prime Time or something like
it's something.
Prime's Ranch, crazy. I think.
Yeah. And they got the big gates. He's ripping around a side by side.
Yeah.
That's just legendary.
The last one we have was actually we'll have two more. I'm going to let Brogan take the last one. But BYU, we thought this was a rat line. I thought this was a rat line like the UCF one. They disrespected BYU a few times. Yeah. They lost to Kansas 13-17.
Wait, they lost?
They lost.
Bro, I was asleep. Are you kidding me?
They lost 13-17.
Yeah, this is bad. I should know this. But yeah, I was snoring.
That's okay.
That's right.
Honestly, D, it was time. I mean, they couldn't let us just rob the bank over and over with those lines like you just said like that. But I truly felt in my heart, one, I felt Max was going to be hurt once he saw the score. So now we get to see in real time how hurt he is. But 2, I thought BYU at home at night, no shot in hell they lose, especially to no offense to a team like Kansas, but Kansas is playing some real good ball lately. Honestly, they really are. They start off 1-5, and then they've been rolling the last few games.
Yeah. Yeah. We literally talked about it too.
I know.
Kansas is balling, bro.
They're
balling. They're balling. What about Buckeyes versus Hoosiers, though?
That's a big game this weekend. Who do you got? Who's at home?
It's in the shoe.
Oh, they're
at
going to
Ohio State. But Indiana is 10-0, bro. Like, what the?
Yep.
Ohio State is favored by 13.5.
Oh,
That's
my God.
Big noon kickoff in Columbus. Let me see.
This is what Ohio State does, though, dude. They will bring a Wisconsin in when they have Russell Wilson. Bring in a Indiana now when they're undefeated. Then bring in Nebraska in when they start to turn things around. And then Ohio State does what they do.
Beat the shit.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to beat the shit out of them low key.
That being said, though,
do.
I do love the points. That being said, I love the points that you just said. They're 13. I'm hammered. I would take Indiana.
I was going to. You low key have to hammer that.
You have to.
They've never really been punched in the mouth like Ohio State could punch them in the mouth. Like they
100%.
could run it up.
100%.
That's the only thing that worries me.
You know what's good, though?
That might be me being like a good lover of college football, and I'm just going to view that game.
Really?
They've been rolling, though, bro. Like, look at their scores this year.
Or we hammer it. Or
you're gonna ride against the Buckeyes, and I'm gonna be there with you too, brother. I just know that we stand in unity on that, along with many other things. But the best part is, I love when life does this, especially with a guy in my position here. Yeah, full circle. Thank you, D. Georgia putting the clap down on Tennessee while I tried giving you guys a free game again.
I know. What did the score end up being?
31-17, Georgia.
Oh, that's a pretty good game.
It wasn't like a blowout like it might look on paper.
Yeah.
I think it was. I mean, Georgia, of course, they came through winning, but man, what do we think Georgia's going to do?
He did.
That's what I was just going to say. Do you think Carson Beck has it in him to be able to win out the rest of the season? And if they do win out, what's that mean for Georgia? Like they can't make the playoffs, can they?
Yeah, they're 8-2.
Yeah,
they're definitely going to make it if they win out.
Plus, the thing with college football, too, is these guys get to play at home. And that's one thing I think Kirby did a good job explaining. He said they don't take in consideration. He said, I invite the people that make these rankings and who should be in the playoffs to come down here. Come watch the game in this atmosphere, and you watch how hard it is to come and win a game down here. And vice versa, these other SEC places, when it's night game, it's loud. Like, that should, and I actually kind of agree, it should kind of take some consideration into who should be in the 12 team, because it's going to be a tough-ass environment for those teams, which ultimately means a tougher game.
But they finished the season out with UMass and Georgia Tech.
So they need to go to the SEC championship. Which they can now, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong, and I'm not.
They're ranked third.
Way.
They're in third place right now behind
Texas,
right. Texas A&M, and Georgia.
Damn, Texas A&M.
Yeah, they're 5-1 in the conference.
Wow.
Yep,
that's impressive.
Texas and A&M are both 5-1 in conference, and then Georgia, Tennessee, and Bama and Ole Miss both have 2 losses in conference.
Interesting. Yeah. I think Bama and Georgia both make it. We're going to find out and see how the season unravels here. But a lot of meaningful games. Whether you're playing Mercy or you're playing UMass, D, they all matter. Mm-hmm. All right? Mm-hmm. But the best part is Colorado weirdly plays Kansas this weekend. All that shit we're saying. So we're going to see.
That's a big game.
Yes.
It is.
That's a sneaky, scary game for Colorado. They need to win, too, to get in this playoff.
Yeah.
And then you got BYU coming out and playing Arizona State, who just smacked up Kansas State.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they only have 2 losses as well.
D, you know what's the best thing? You know what comes after Saturday?
Sunday.
And there's a lot of good games this Sunday. And the one game that wasn't televised for some reason, at least in this neck of the woods, was the Ravens-Steelers game. Was not on the local. It wasn't, which people were bitching like crazy about. Obviously, the Lions blew out the Jags, so that got boring after the first quarter. But
Well, all they missed was a couple kicks.
that's 6 for 6. Boswell, the number one player on the offense, Steelers. They're him right there.
Yeah.
You getting his jersey, D?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
You love kickers, though.
I love kickers and
And
I love
the
the
Steelers.
Steelers. Yeah, you got me.
But
No.
really, my question for you, Max, does Mike Tomlin deserve his first, which is insane when I saw that, his first Coach of the Year award at this point of the year?
I mean, if they keep it up, for sure. I mean, 8-2. I don't think many people thought they were going to be 8-2. I mean, they just don't beat themselves, and they cause turnovers. You know what I mean? They play the right way, that grimy AFC North football, and you got to respect it. So, yeah, I mean, it's crazy to me that he hasn't won, a Coach of the Year. But I definitely think you would think he would be up for the favorite if it's not Dan Campbell. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Motor City Dan.
Yeah,
You love that.
it's
Yeah,
definitely
those,
got to be
those
one
are
of
the
the
top
two.
two.
I agree. It's definitely has to.
We'll see. That all might change after Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a big game for him in Cleveland.
Oh, I forgot.
Don't sleep on Jameis.
Oh, he can't. He threw for 400 yards.
No
I
picks,
know.
by the
Well,
way.
only
400
scored
yards,
14
2 touchdowns,
points.
no picks. 4 touchdowns. You know why? Because they let Taysom Hill out there look like Reggie Bush at USC. 7 carries, 140 yards with 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, he went nuts. I saw that.
It's disgusting.
They need to stop the quarterback play with Taysom, though. Him throwing it. His pass down the middle that got picked off was so bad. Let's just
Yeah, was
run
that
him.
by Denzel Ward?
Let's just run him.
Just run
He's-
that man.
Yeah,
Put the ball in his
for real.
hand.
Yeah.
He's something.
Yeah.
And then we got Daniel Jones benched for Tommy DeVito.
Yes,
Yep,
I saw
today.
that.
Are you
Not
shocked it's
Drew
not Drew
Lock.
Lock?
Oh,
I mean, a little
Little
bit, but
delay.
at the same time, DeVito, I mean, he came in last year and played pretty well. So the people in New York love DeVito.
yeah, they love his
love
agent more.
His
agent.
agent is straight out of Sopranos. So yeah, he they're something else.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. So does that mean that they're not – you think, Max, do you feel like they're done with Daniel Jones? Like
Yeah.
forever?
Yeah. I mean, if you bench him, make him the third string, I think that just means okay, they're not playing him because they don't want him to get hurt, for the contract. So obviously, it happened with Derek here in Vegas, and it happened with Russell in Denver. So it kind of the writing's on the wall. You know what I mean? He's been there 6 years. They haven't really won much. I think he's got talent. You know what I mean? I just feel like it just hasn't worked out. It just hasn't worked out. I feel like if he gets in a good system, he could actually play some good football.
I agree with that. I'm not on the Daniel Jones as much hate. Obviously, he needs to take care of the football. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think he does have a good skill set, and I think if he gets to the right staff, right scheme,
Yeah,
we'll see. I think you're
No
right
doubt.
on with that.
yeah.
Yeah. D, what do you think? You like him? You want him at the Brownies?
No.
No.
I told you the Brownies need to hit up the Commanders and get the playbook that they ran. Like just
Yeah.
new ownership, fresh new owners in there that they're willing to invest because if they don't, nothing is going to change. So
Yeah.
I
I've
respect that.
divested. I've emotionally divested, except for this Thursday, just because I want to dance on graves. So I'll be
I respect
handing
that
them
about
out.
you.
I love that for you.
I
Yeah,
love that, D.
I got morals.
Yep. And then obviously the Bears lose on a blocked field goal. That was pretty fucking insane. They are still getting owned, for
Oh,
lack of a better term.
It's crazy. Back-to-back weeks, game-winning blocks to win the game. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know if you caught that, Max. Did you catch the end of that game? Probably not.
No, I didn't get to
guys,
see
right
it.
at the same
Obviously,
time.
yeah, we were playing, but I heard people talking about it and said the field goal got blocked. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
People are arguing that Eberflus should have had them run the ball again to
Yeah,
get closer.
I saw
and then
that.
but he didn't, and he was worried that they were going to fumble. And the stat came out that it was a less than 1% chance of a fumble actually happening on that play.
Yeah, I think
So-
you got to be aggressive.
That,
You got to be aggressive.
And
you
that's
never
what-
you never win trying not to lose. I'll just say
shoot or
that.
shoot.
Shoot
I feel
or
like you
shoot.
lose when you start
miss,
puckering
miss.
up.
100%.
Yep.
They've had a rough go. They had
Yeah.
the Hail Marys. They had the block kicks. I mean, they lost their OC. They got a lot going on.
They do.
Yeah.
They got a lot going on. Sorry,
That's
Chicago.
one way to put it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Chicago.
Last thing I want to hit on before we. Oh, you want to go ahead, D?
No. I was just going to ask you who you thought the offensive rookie of the year was tracking to be.
I mean, Brock Bowers.
Ooh.
I mean, Brock Bowers. I mean, he's literally setting records. So either him or Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about? I know you're not.
One, you're not going to be wrong. So
I know
we'll
you're
see.
not going to want to hear this on a week like this. But what about Bo Nix creeping into that conversation? Do you think he's worthy of it? Any thoughts? Have you seen any film on them? I know we don't like talking about donkeys. But.
No, we play him this week. So yeah, I respect him. He's playing well. He's definitely played some good football. So yeah, they're playing pretty good. They're 6-5 now. So I mean, yeah, you definitely he would be another name, and quarterbacks, are always going to be in the conversation if you're playing well. So yeah, he's had a hell of a rookie year so far.
Hell yeah. It's a good roll transition right into dog, D.
You know what we got? We got our dog of the day segment.
Dog of the day. Let's get it. This is easy. Brock Bowers, 13 catches, 124 yards, correct?
126.
126, I'm sorry, Brock. And a touchdown. It's pretty self-explanatory. This dude is always open. He's hard to tackle. He never drops the ball. He's a problem. He's been a problem ever, in college. He was the best tight end in college. Comes to the league, and the dude's literally he's just a matchup nightmare. You know what I mean? And he's going to be a problem for a long time. So I'm glad he's my teammate because he's going to be a building block. You know what I mean? He's one of, like I said, works his ass off, consistent every single day, puts the work in, and it's no surprise to me. And can't say enough good things about the dude. He's a baller. So pretty self-explanatory. Our dog of the day, my boy, Brock Bowers.
Pretty weird how those things go hand in hand. Work hard in the building all the time, and then happens to lead to success.
No coincidence.
No coincidence, baby.
All right, we got our week ahead preview. Like I said, you're hosting the Denver Broncos in Vegas. Talk to me about how you're feeling going into this game, what your focus is, and I already know what the expectations are for yourself. I want a three-piece. I want a three-piece just like you do every single time you get a show out against the Broncos. So how are you feeling going into this week?
I'm feeling great. You know what I mean? I came in the building bright and early, got after it. You know what I mean? So we're off to a great start, taking it one day at a time. But it's always a great matchup. You know what I mean? They're a rival. You know what I mean? We've had some wars over the years. Got respect, for what they're doing. And we're going to see who the better team is on Sunday. You know what I mean? We got to show up with the right mindset, got to have a great week of practice. And like I said, it's about the details, be up with the mindset to improve every single day. So there's a lot of work to be done until Sunday. But I cannot wait. It's going to be a banger. It's back at the crib. We're back at home. It's been a while. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
All right, we're going to get into our last segment here of the show, and that is our Rushman segment. Wow, you're going to take us home.
You guys already know this is my favorite segment. I could say that over and over and over again. I think I've said it every single episode because it is the truth. And I'm very open about that. You know what I mean? I'm a Rushman to the core. And this week, we had 3 great Rushmen of the week. Coming in at number 3, Adafe. This dude from Baltimore, absolutely balling out. He's a young rusher, still got room to improve, but every single year this dude is getting better. I believe he's in his second year, third year now, and he's continuing to get better and better. He had 2.5 sacks. This dude is athletic. It is 2.5. DTSC about to fact check me, but I peaked right before. But yeah, he had 2.5, I believe, 5 tackles, and he's got the cross chop. He's got a nice long arm. He's active. He's playing hard, and he's getting better every week. So got a lot of respect for this dude. He's going to continue getting better if he just continues putting the work in. I got a lot of respect for him. He's a young rusher in this league that's ascending, and he's only going to get better. So coming in at number 3, Adafe Owe from the Baltimore Ravens.
dropped. Kwity Paye had 2 sacks. I switched.
Gotcha. Okay. And number 2. Number 2 rushman of the week. We know this guy. He's been on here a few times, to say the least. Coming in with 8 tackles, 2 sacks. This dude is active. He's everywhere. Plays all around, on this defense. Brian Flores, being the D coordinator now in Minnesota, had him, he was his coordinator as well when he was in Miami. So they know each other really well. They know where to play him, and he's getting better and better, bro. I mean, I feel like this dude pops off the tape every single week. He's got a lot of rush moves, but he's a game changer. He's always around the ball, consistently making plays. Got a ton of respect for this dude. He was at Exos with me, so I got to be with him. For those couple months that I was there, and like I said, he's a silent killer, real quiet, does his job and flies around, but he lets his play do the talking. So our number 2 rushman of the week, Andrew Van Ginkel. Big shout out to you, brother. Winky. Then coming in at number 1. Oh, you're delayed. What the So you're a clap and a yinky. Coming in at numero 1. This dude, coming from Michigan. He's a Harbaugh guy. This dude has gotten better and better. He's a big mother, and he's solid. He's gotten better against the run, better against the pass. He's over there playing in the Gus Bradley system, the classic Seattle cover 3. And those dudes over there are humming. They got him. They got Latu. They got big boy from Vandy who came to the Sack Summit. I don't want to butcher his name because he's got a wild-ass name. But they got some players over there. Grover Stewart, another one. But this week, it's number 1. Our guy, Kwity Paye, 7 tackles, 2 sacks, forced fumble. He's making fucking plays. He's getting out to the quarterback, and he is our number 1 rushman of the week. Keep doing your shit, Kwity. Good shit.
Let's go, Kwity. That boy.
It takes balls to sack a quarterback. It takes Sax underwear to support your balls. I've teamed up with Sax as their newest ambassador to bring you game-changing underwear. Sax underwear is versatile and comfortable. I wear it to train, hang out, and even sleep. They've got a pair for everything, and it allows me to be limitless every day. Use my code, TheRush24, for 15% off at Sax.com. Sax underwear with the ballpark pouch changes the game, period.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just want to say I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. The Condor Cartel. Keep liking, subscribing, commenting, and just tuning in. We appreciate all the love and support. I know this season's been a mother, but better days are ahead. Like I said earlier, adversity builds your character. So at the end of the day, in the hardest times, that's how you figure out who the f*** you are, and everything happens for a reason. And I truly believe that. So I'm going to keep improving, keep getting better, keep dominating and doing what the I do and leading and keep putting on a show for you guys. I can't thank you enough for keep showing up and supporting even through all the hard times, the ups and downs, everything. Like I said, greater days are ahead, and keep tuning in. Keep coming to the Rush. If you guys want your exclusive, straight from the source, best podcast in the game, come be with your boys. Again, DT, Brogan, I love you boys. Y'all keep tuning the Rush. We love y'all.
Let's go. Get it.
Peace.
Peace.
Walk up in this bitch like, yeah, I'm really him.